So as you can see, a male has ejaculated into the vagina.
Do you know that TikTok can actually teach you about things you didn't know? It's becoming more and more like YouTube, educational. And the other day, I stumbled upon a video showing us what the cervix actually looked like. And I was hooked. Because I've always seen the diagram, but it's terrifying. Let's go. Let's watch it together. Are you ready? Let's go. All credit is to that creator up there.
Whether you know about your female reproductive system or not, chances are you have heard of the cervix. But have you ever wondered what the cervix actually looks like? Well, today I am here to show you. Get ready. Warning, I am about to show you photos of your cervix. If this is not for you, please scroll on. Kicking off with the follicular phase of your menstrual cycle. So
I don't know what the follicular phase is, but this is looking really disturbing.
this is what it looks like with the cervix protruding into the vaginal canal. Next, we have your menstrual cycle. So during your monthly menstrual cycle, your cervix will leak menstrual fluid into your vaginal canal, which will then come out of your vulva.
I really thought it was gonna look different, but ew. Ugh.
During the luteal phase, the body is getting ready for either pregnancy or menstruation, and the cervix is doing the same.
But it closes and opens up. I feel like I should have known that, and I probably did know that. However, I don't be remembering everything I learned from health class.
During ovulation, however, the cervix changes a little bit as it's getting ready to allow sperm to swim through up into your uterus. And finally, this one is straight after sex. So as you can see, a male has ejaculated into the vagina. It's here where these little guys' sperm would go into the hole of the cervix and up into the uterus. Just remember that everyone's cervix is unique and not all two look the same. These are just photos for reference material.
This was disturbing, guys. Ugh. It looks so disgusting, but normal at the same time. Ugh. So you see why I was hooked, right? So I decided to search for more stuff. And she's been teaching me a lot about things I didn't know. So I think you should learn with me because I don't know shit.
Let's learn all about your labia. So your labia is made up of two parts, your labia majora and your labia minora. These protect your vagina and your urethra. They come in all different shapes and sizes, and sometimes the labia minora extends out from the labia majora. This is where some people will refer to as innies and outies when it comes to your vulva. Now, there is not one that is...
I can't be the only one who didn't know that there was an innie and outie for those type of things. Did you know that? I didn't. I just thought they all kind of looked the same. But then again, it's not like they taught us that in school.
That is better than the other or right. They are completely unique to you and they are amazing. They are also completely self-cleaning, so they keep your vagina and your vulva completely clean. Throughout different phases of your cycle and during pregnancy, they can change shape and even change color. And due to the fact that your clitoris sits under your labia majora, you may notice that it swells when you are sexually aroused.
They change color. And alright, that is scary, but I guess it's things you should know. So when you get pregnant and then changes happen, you're not caught off guard, like, what the hell?
Today we're going to learn all about your uterus. So as you can see, the uterus sits in the middle of your female reproductive system, and this is where a fetus grows. Most of our uteruses tilt forward, but some can tilt backward. Normally this happens to 1 in 5. This is why some people show less when they're pregnant compared to other people. Another fact.
Fun fact, I have an aunt. She was pregnant twice and you can barely tell she was pregnant. That explains why because she was pregnant and she didn't have to buy new clothes, nothing. She just, like, she was 9 months pregnant and all she had to do was unbutton her jeans and wear a shirt that covered her jeans, and then she was good to go. That explains why.
Fact is that 1 in 4,500 females are not actually born with a uterus. If this is the case, you are unable to have children. Another really awesome fact about the uterus is how big it can grow. So when it's in its natural state, it's normally at about 2.5 inches wide,
2.5 inches. What is that?
which can fit a small apple. However, when you are pregnant, it will grow and stretch to the size of a watermelon. And when a baby is born, it can weigh up to 2 pounds. And believe it or not, it can be a transplanted organ. Today we're going to...
Really? You can transplant uteruses? Oh, science is so amazing. I did not know that. That's amazing. Oh my God. Yes, girl, yes.
Okay, I have been asked this a lot over the last couple of days after my post about the cervix. Now, I spent all day yesterday on the internet hunting down an image, and luckily I work with a bunch of doctors, so I was able to get one image of what a dilated cervix looks like. Again, warning, this is a photo. This is currently what a cervix looks like at 4 to 6 centimeters dilated. So that is 4 to 6 centimeters dilated.
Is that the head of the baby? Ew.
Dilated. I wish I could give you more images, but this was the best that I could find. However, let me show you this. This shows how big your cervix gets.
I've seen that picture before. Ew. Ew. It went from that small to that big. That's a small ass watermelon, but damn.
To let a baby through. So the teeny hole over there is what we start with at 1 centimeter, and we go all the way around to 10. Wow. Okay.
The human body is phenomenal.
Ever wondered why humans have pubic hair? Well, today I'm going to tell you. Just let it be known, whether you choose to remove it or choose to keep it, it is completely your choice. Researchers theorize that pubic hair serves 3 main purposes on the human body. These are to reduce friction during sex, to help with bacteria and microorganisms, and third, to help with the temperature downstairs.
Thank God we have clothes now.
Other theories propose that pheromones get trapped in the hair, but this has since been disproved. Another theory that because this happens around puberty, it can show a mate that you are mature enough to have sex and to reproduce. And if you've ever wondered if pubic hair is unhygienic, it is not unhygienic at all, as long as you're keeping yourself washed daily. And remember to only use water.
It's really tricky when people say, just use water, just use water. But the hair, it really traps smells, right? And for me, it's okay, but at some point it's get really, really annoying because you think you smell. So you can trim it. I know that for sure. That helps with the smell. The lower it is, the more. And they say just use water, just use water. No soap. I was always taught to use soap on the outside part, not the inside part, because it used to get me confused when I was a kid. But like, don't put soap in your vagina. And I'm just like, okay. And then like the vagina is inside. And then I heard that people actually put soap on the inside. I'm like, that sounds stupid. But when people tell me don't use soap at all, I'm just like, but from the outside, the skin part, you need some soap, right? So it's really confusing. If somebody knows the answer, let me know.
Let's discuss the egg cell. Human egg cells are stored in the ovaries, which are carried by fallopian tubes into the uterus. It's there where they meet with a sperm, it's fertilized, and a fetus is created. So it's when you ovulate, your body releases an egg in preparation for this. This tends to happen at day 14 of your cycle. Another fun fact is that you are born with all the eggs you will ever have. So if you actually think about it, you once were in your grandmother. All right, let's discuss the egg cell.
But that's crazy though. You're born with all of the eggs. So I guess that's why some women go through menopause early because I guess all of the eggs get used up and then the body's like, I time to close shop. There's no more eggs. But that's amazing actually when you think about it. Ew.
Did you know that sperm can live inside the female reproductive system for up to 5 days?
I knew that. When you finally know something, I knew that. We learned that in health class, and that's actually one thing I remember because when you're a teenager and you're in health class, you think if you don't have your period, you're pregnant, but you don't have sex, and then you're like, how can I be pregnant? Then you remember Jesus, and you're like, oh my God, Jesus was conceived and Mary never had sex, so you think you're pregnant anyway. So anything that has to do with pregnancy, you'll remember because you don't want to get pregnant. So I knew that.
However, an egg cell can only live for 12 to 24 hours, but the reason the fertile window is so long is because the sperm are surviving in there.
The body is really, really smart. So if you weren't ovulating today, but like you had sex today, but you're gonna ovulate in 5 days, so you ovulate in 5 days, and the sperm was already inside, and they were just waiting for the egg to come, and you were like, I'm not ovulating until like 5 days. I had sex today, so I should be fine. And then boom, 5 days later, the eggs came out, and then the sperm's like, I've been waiting for you, honey. And then boom, you get pregnant. That is very scary. Wasn't that interesting? There's a lot of things I just never knew because basic health class just don't teach you things like that. But to get educated, it's really nice. The more you know. I may be saying ill a lot, but it's because things like that make me squeamish, like, which is why I'm not a nurse. Which is why I stay away from any medical emergency. If you're sick, I stay away, not because I'm insensitive, but because it makes me feel terrible. I don't like sick people. But if I love you, I'll be there next to you, probably by the door with my head peeking over, like, how are you? I did that to my mom, and she was not happy. So I had to go in the room and be like, how are you, mother? I sound terrible, but I just don't like sick people. I don't like cuts. I don't like anything with blood. Ugh. You feel me?